Valor and courage, it says. Alright, a nice gentleman helped me out with getting a metro pass for the day. And the real challenge is going to be if I can get to the right place. We'll see how it goes.
The Moscow metro system is one of the greatest metro systems in the world. It is always on time and you never have to wait more than a minute between trains. The halls themselves are an architectural masterpiece, and each station feels like being in a different painting. This project is one of the few good things Stalin and the Communist Party were able to do.
A little bit of a different attitude out here in Moscow versus St. Petersburg, which we expected, but still a little bit daunting to see it. Immediately I get out of the station, there's military personnel everywhere, and I'm outside the Lubyanka, which is the KGB building. That's just how it is here. We're gonna go around and see some stuff and, try to keep a low profile. Alright, we're at a little bodega in Moscow, and I just got an assortment of stuff. Some little pancake thing, little cheese danish thing, and banana juice, and it was all under $1. So we're gonna try it out. That's mid. Maybe if it was warm. I think it's gonna be good though. Oh yeah. More please. Alright, banana juice. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Heavy hitter as well. Good looks all around, just about 2 out of 3.
Walking towards Red Square, I immediately felt a deeper connection with Moscow, and with that, Russia. This was a feeling that was lost on me in St. Petersburg.
Alright, we were in Red Square, and I was only here for a few seconds, and just wave of Chinese influencers. They're everywhere, and they're awesome. And they're better at it than I am. I do not know why, but for some reason, I have the entire Red Square to myself. Who knows how often this happened? Obviously, like I said, the 9th was Victory Day, and then I talked to someone, they said they haven't opened it since, but it looks like you can get in here. There's a few armed guards here, but they're behind a barricade, blocking something. A little, cause for concern. I don't know why it's empty exactly, but let's hope today is a good day. One thing I'm having trouble discerning here is whether this is like an off day for Moscow, or if this is just how Moscow is, because it's palpably different in the social climate and just the feeling in the air here. This could be because that this is obviously the center for a lot of military and other sort of factions are at base here, so this could be the reason. But yeah, the vibes are a little off. Not a whole lot of people out here, and it's one of those like too quiet kind of things, but who knows. It's also a little early in the morning. Maybe things will pick up later in the day. All right, for some reason my navigation is just not working remotely. It worked fine in St. Petersburg. In Moscow, it is just will not work. Like, it does not register where I am and what directions I'm going, and I can't understand any of the street names, so it's going to be a difficult time getting around for the next 2 days. Yep, so my maps are just flat out not working. It's felt like I've only seen a little bit here and there. Been trying to use the metro, been trying to use walking app, and it just won't tell me what my location is. And it just leads me in the exact wrong direction every time. I have no idea. It's like, for some reason, in Moscow, my location is completely screwed up, and I cannot get anywhere. Alright guys, so in doing a little bit of research, I found that allegedly Moscow jams the location, the GPS around the city for various reasons, obviously. So that's why I cannot get an accurate location. I don't know how people are supposed to get around if they don't know where they're going. So Moscow just got insanely difficult out of nowhere, and I'm just not feeling up to this challenge. I wish I could just get on the metro and just go where I need to go, and now I have no clue where to go. I'm in a country where I don't know the language. The Cyrillics are complicated, and the signals, GPSs, are jammed, and nobody speaks English, so great. Alright, so we made it to Arbat Street. I guess I'm just gonna have to be kind of figuring things out myself and asking for help when I need it. But yeah, we're at this little famous little old walkway in Moscow, and yeah, gonna walk around, and I don't know, it's cold, so maybe I'll look for like a cool hat or something like that. If not, then we'll head to the next destination. One cool thing about being in Russia is when all of the companies left, they just slightly changed the name, and it's still easy to identify what it is. So instead of Starbucks, it's Stars Coffee. McDonald's is called something else. I'll show it to you later. Burger King didn't leave. Burger King's still here. But they also don't have, they don't follow any, copyright rules, and they just will infringe on copyright, and you'll see some really funny stuff around here. So that's one cute little quip that this country's got going on. Hey everybody, now that I got a quick second, taking a little break with the pack here. My suspicions were kind of confirmed by a lady at the store due to some drone flyovers and some espionage on parts of sort of enemies of Russia. They have jammed the signals, and it's not very easy to get an accurate location of yourself when you're trying to do GPS, especially walking. It's nearly impossible, so I'm having to learn how to navigate a very difficult foreign city where everything is different without the assistance of smartphones. And it's getting better. There's some anger, there's some outbursts, but hopefully I can overcome and figure this out. I'm about to hike a couple kilometers up to Andronikov Monastery, and we'll see you there. All right, we made it here to Andronikov Monastery. One thing you're gonna want to know about me right off the bat: I'm a huge fan of cinema, and no one does it better than Andrei Tarkovsky. greatest filmmaker of all time. And if you know Tarkovsky, you know Andrei Rublev. And that's why I had to make the pilgrimage to Andronikov Monastery, where Andrei Rublev actually was, and where a lot of the movie was filmed.
Imagine dedicating your life to something both as full and mysterious as the creator of the world. All around you is evidence of something, but there are no prints or even fingers to point to one thing. And even if there was, it would be impossible to comprehend. You have to believe that one day things just were, and that they were the result of God. Eastern Orthodox iconography shows us some of the most talented people to ever walk the face of the earth, and they completely dedicated themselves to God and the continuation of worship. And in that continuation of unwavering devotion and love comes wholehearted truth and evidence. Andrei Rublev and monks like him spent their lives binding books and transcribing texts and painting scenes of the Bible and their many saints for no other reason than to honor their Lord. Each icon is a masterpiece and a new visual inspiration for the same moments depicted in the Bible and tertiary texts. There are strict rules for what materials to use and how subjects are depicted. The subjects are intentionally celestial looking, and even their framing must be done meticulously based on who is depicted. The materials must be natural, and the monks search for their colors using plants and fruits and soil, gathering them themselves. The icons get their sheen from egg wash. These paintings are the images of the gospel. They are sacred but not idolized. And though many idols and cults and personalities will seek to replace God, God will stand the test of any dead man replaced with metal.
Alright, so we got probably a little too long of a nap, but I think it was for the best. We're walking through this park and we're gonna go get something to eat. One cool thing about Russia is the dogs, like the domestic dogs, are insanely well behaved. Like, they don't have leashes, they know exactly where to go. It's honestly a little bit crazy, but I mean, yeah, the Russian dogs, they completely know how to behave. It's awesome. Hey guys, what's up? So I'm the absolute worst at choosing restaurants, even though I've been starving and I've only eaten like this morning, and it's like 10 o'clock, so it's been forever since I've had an official meal. I can never decide, so I just walked around aimlessly, and there was like this strip that had a ton of restaurants on it, and none of them were like right for me, so I walked away from that, and I was like, no, that's dumb. So now we're back here at this kind of traditional Russian, I guess technically Soviet style place, and we'll take a look at the spread, and we gonna eat. Plain and simple, we gonna eat. Alright, so we got a traditional, like, Siberian dumpling kind of setup. Looks pretty good. Looks like it's got some carrots on top. Let's dig in. Some sort of meat inside. Oh my god. I was not expecting the food in Russia to be this good. Спасибо. Fresh grapefruit juice. Straight to the dome. Yeah. This food is some of the best I've ever had in my life, and I was expecting it to be decent, but every meal I've had has just been perfection. This included, because I felt like a big kid today, I also got some potato cakes. Let's move this. Got some potato cakes here. They're pretty piping. Let's go ahead and just dig in. I'm in. Flawless. Off the first bite. Very good.
Moscow. It is clean and good. I feel as if I could walk all hours of the night and feel no danger. What a weird coincidence, considering the opinions of others who are far away. They say differently, but who's to say? I am only to watch.
All right. So another thing you'll want to know about me is I'm a huge sweets guy, and that's going to be the candy and the desserts is going to be a huge problem for me on this trip, and it's going to account for a large portion of my money. When I walk into a place, I can't just get one thing, and I spiral and I spiral and I spiral. So let's see if I can walk out here with only 2 things. Alright, so we were able to just get an ice cream because of how difficult it was. The lady at the bodega right by the hostel hates me for some reason. I mean, probably because I don't speak Russian and I'm American, but yeah, very difficult dealing with that lady. So, but now we're going to go to the hostel, and it's about midnight here in Moscow. We're going to go to the hostel and maybe chill for a little bit, do some editing. It is an absolutely stunning day today in Moscow. It is like a perfect 65, 68 degrees. And we got the hostel for 2 days, so we don't have to take our pack everywhere. So now we're just going to relax in the park. We're going to a fallen monument park, which is going to have some cool Soviet-era statues that they didn't destroy. And just kind of play around, get some editing done, and just really relax for the day. I was going to go to this place called Patriot Park, which is essentially like Disney World for the Russian military, where they show off all of their stuff. But I was sort of advised that wouldn't be the best place to go while I'm trying to leave Russia. If they see that I've been there, maybe that would raise some suspicions, even though obviously I've done nothing wrong. But just to avoid any unnecessary scrutiny, I decided not to go, and we're just going to relax and go around Fallen Monument Park.
The Soviet Union is an interesting part of the nation's history, and their relationship to it more so. The Soviet Union has become a sort of mascot that the country doesn't completely embrace, but instead reconfigures into a sort of historical asterisk with the occasional merit. And in this graveyard of statues, you can get a sense of what each block was like. The strength and emotion conveyed intensely through structure only, and not shown in romantic ways. Even if the subjects are depicted as flowing in the veins of melodrama, they still wear the stoic expression of Russia's long history, a history of desperate need to remain strong through never-ending conflict and loss, and it's this strength that is worth celebrating. The people here are so strong because they have to be, and that sense is what makes someone Russian. This strength has created so much in spite of its circumstances. That is what attracted me so much to this country. And that is why Russia is unlike any other place, ever.
Never would I think I'd see lightsaber class in the park in Moscow. Hey, choreography tight as f***. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yep, so it seems the influencer culture has completely invaded Moscow, worse than any other enemy they've encountered before. I swear to God, I see grown women prop their phone up under like a light fixture, and then just like twirl like they're just like lost in another world and like aimlessly in just a complete state of bliss, just twirling and looking up at the lights, and then just go back to just like blank face and then just edit it and just do a couple more takes, and just people just acting like children. And I thought that would not be the case over here, but it's in Moscow too. You can't get away from it. So we're gonna take the metro to a little pub, and this is what I've been excited for all day. Zenit is playing Moscow, St. Petersburg versus Moscow for a cup game in soccer. We're gonna go to a pub and we're gonna watch it, maybe eat some good food, and I mean, this is gonna be the essential part of the trip, is getting to see this game, because you can't really watch Russian soccer outside of Russia. Time difference is really rough, and it just never really pans out or works out. The websites are always sketchy, so the fact this is really the only time I could ever get to see a soccer game in Russia, and it is a big game. It is a cup game, Zenit of St. Petersburg versus Moscow, and I guess we're probably gonna be rooting for Moscow. Just very excited.
In pure speakeasy fashion, the place I came to watch the soccer game at had real Coca-Cola. When I asked how they had access to Coke, the waitress said something along the lines of, "This is for us to know." The game was an absolute ball. CSKA Moscow's keeper had to be carted off after taking a headbutt to the face.
Oh, oh no. Damn it.
The blood remained on the crown of the perpetrator for the duration of the game, and I'm to assume he likely went to bed with it there.
So the game did not go the way I wanted to, but we made some sick Chinese friends, and you know, that's how it goes. Still fun to have the experience, obviously. We got robbed, but experiences are great. This is my favorite so far. Out of everywhere I've been, Moscow is my favorite city to walk around at night. It would literally not be bad to sleep all day and then go out and just walk around and wander around all the night. It's one of those cities that you don't even need to have a plan. You can just kind of wander around and you'll find something amazing at every turn. It's so big and there's so much stuff going on and going around. You can just get I recommend you come here, get like a 3-day metro pass, and just kind of wander around and talk to people, see what's going on. It's a great place. All right, a little before 6 a.m. in Moscow. I don't know if this place is open, but we might be able to grab a little bit of breakfast at the bodega. And I know that will be there who hates me, so this is gonna be great. Let's do it. Got a cute little muffins and Morocco. In that woman's defense, while she is a bitch, that place is very poorly ran, and she's just, you can tell she's like unbelievably just perma-tired, so there's a little bit of understanding there. I think we kind of patched things up this morning. I still use the self-checkout though. You just use translator. So you win some, you lose some. This one was probably a draw.
Moscow faded from my mind as its images were replaced with the countryside. I sat next to a nice little boy on the train, who was with a big group who was headed for a singing competition in a city I could not pronounce and have since forgotten. The children began to sing on the train, and I felt the span of things like miles and years wither away in favor of the ever-present. I'd only been in Russia for a few days, but I'd left a part of myself there and gained something new. That is what my adventure is all about, and that can be very scary, knowing that the you know will essentially die and you will become something else. This happens naturally in everyday life, but at an undetectable speed. But on adventures, you can feel your skin shed. You wobble at the unfathomable speed of the Earth's quaint rotation. You notice the hair on your face as it breaks the skin and moves with the wind and the rain. It is not the end when your old self is no more. This is called growth. You can grow in all sorts of ways. You can grow tired, you can grow hungry, you can grow chilly and warm, and your mind will remember it all for you and give it back to your face for it to wear. For me, it looks like a smile. And so I absolutely abandoned a leg of my journey in favor of a new leg. I was invited to the city of Kostroma, a settlement in the Golden Ring of Russia, known as the heart of the country for all time. But do not worry about these old plans, because plans grow too.